Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and my day-to-day vlogs about my path and my path to healing and transforming myself. So actually, today I'm on day 23 of this journey that I've committed to heal myself from all the, emotional and mental ailments that we as human beings are going through, such as anxiety, depression, fear, and just any inner sort of condition of suffering. So actually, today's day 23, and I only decided to make these vlogs on day 21, and so you guys have missed out on 20 days of my experience along this path. So I won't talk too much about it. I'm just going to give you guys a quick flicks of, what I've been through. So I remember on day one I was so determined, I was full of fire. I was like, I'm going to get rid of my social anxiety, I'm going to get rid of all my fear and depression, and I'm just going to become a completely new person within 10 days. I've always been a big dreamer like this. But actually, on day one it was really well. Everything went well. Day 2, things were really great. Day 3 was great. Day 4 was very funny actually. My mother said, I was staying at home at this point in time, and my mum said to me, Ethan, you can't do this. This isn't life. This isn't a way to live. You need to go out and get a job, and you need to go make money, and you need to focus on that. And for those of you who don't know me, and a lot of you don't, my vision is twisted. I don't think that any human being should be going to get a job and should be going to earn money and should be putting their attention and focus into the outside world until they've put their focus and attention into the inside world and they're ready for that. Because me, myself, I have very strong social anxiety to the point where I'm twitching and my body's very anxious, and I get really depressed really easily because of this. And I know that I'm not fit to be in the world yet. I'm not fit to have a job. I'm not fit to earn money and have friends and be around people all the time. I need some healing, and I need some transformation to happen within me, within myself. And so I'm committing myself to a journey of healing myself from these inner conditions of anxiety and fear and depression. So pretty much, I don't think that we should all, be rushing out into the world, trying to get a job just because society expects us to, just because our parents expect us to. Because if you look at the people who are giving you advice, most of them are unhappy. And everyone who's told me what to do in my life hates their life. And so it's quite obvious to me, why listen to someone's advice when they are struggling in their own life, when they hate their own life. If they hate their life and they're saying to you, you got to do what I'm doing, you're most likely going to end up hating your life as well because you followed their intuition, which is off. So within my heart, something within me has told me, Ethan, you need to go heal yourself. You need to go transform yourself, and you need to show the world that is so important, that is a job. And I know the world won't pay us to heal ourselves and to become beautiful, fully alive and joyful beings, but I think it's important to do that and find that time within ourselves where we can look at ourselves and say, I am out of whack, I am out of alignment, and sort of put together some kind of routine, some kind of program, some kind of path or journey where we're going to commit hours throughout the day to healing, to transforming and to building a better self, to constructing, new emotions, new thoughts, new energy, into manifesting a new body through natural organic effort. So I've pretty much committed myself to my path and my program of healing myself. And the reason for me making these videos is to share that with you guys, to let you guys know my struggles, what I'm going through, and what I'm learning. And so you guys have missed out on 20 days of my experience so far, and so I'm just going to quickly touch on that. So after day 4, when my mother told me, Ethan, you need to go get a job, I knew within myself that I have to leave home. I have to go because I have to focus on this healing that I'm attempting. So I packed my tent up, I brought it down into the local bush, and I've been staying down there for the past nearly 20 days now. And it's been beautiful. I'm surrounded by nature, I'm surrounded by trees. I'm not there right now. Right now I'm at a friend's house. So that's why you're seeing the dog, and he has a beautiful garden, so I thought, why not? This is my vibration, you know, nature and the forest and the real world, the life. So I remember, after I went down to the bush, everything turned up a gear, because now I didn't have distractions of TV, there was no more junk food around, there was no more, you know, iPods and iPhones. It was all just me and nature. And so everything kicked up a gear, and I'm so grateful for my mother telling me to get a job, because if she didn't do that, I would have still been at home, and I would have still been, you know, doing what I'm doing, but then I would have been on the phones and all these things. So I do thank my mother for stepping up and saying that to me, because now I'm in the, you know, now I feel like I'm in the real world, really focused. From day 5 to day 14 was absolutely insane. I had so much resistance. I was getting frustrated, I was agitated, I wanted to give up, I wanted to quit, I felt like shit, I didn't even want to get out of my tent, I just wanted to say no to all this bullshit and just give up. But I knew that I had to do it, I know that I have to do it, and there's nothing else in my life that's sitting in front of me right now than this. So I said to myself, and I promised myself, that no matter what I go through, emotionally or mentally, I'm gonna keep pushing through, I'm gonna keep walking, and I will not stop. And I'm so grateful that I have stuck to that, because right now on day 23, I'm sitting on a very strong foundation and platform with under me, because I have committed, and each day I have been growing, and I have been learning, and I have been failing, and I have been struggling, but each day I come back and I just feel like a wiser person. I feel like I am learning how to sort of, you know, take control and manage my life and stop sort of being thrown all over the place, you know. So one major thing that I have learned so far is taking control of my body and mind. And I think a lot of you could relate to that. You know how you wake up in the morning, your body says this and your mind says that, and you just get confused, you know. Your body wants chocolate, but you're trying to eat healthy, and you're just in this little muck. You're like, oh, well, what the hell do I do? And another example is you wake up in the morning, your mind's saying, you know, we need to go to the gym, but your body's saying we need to sleep. You know, we all go through these things, and it's confusing because, you know, which one to follow. And it's usually the one that's trying to stop you from doing something great that wins. So my experience is that I ended up going past this and going beyond this. I stopped listening to my mind and my body, and I consciously fingerprinted a sort of like a goal within myself, that every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the things that I'm doing to transform myself. You know, I don't want to just tell you guys what I'm doing, because it's sort of, you know, it doesn't feel as real to just say it. I would rather show you guys. So I'm going to let you guys know just so you do have an idea, but I will make another video where I show you guys what I do throughout a day. So pretty much I wake up in the morning in my tent, and as soon as I see the tiniest bit of light, I jump out of my tent and I go do some hatha yoga. And then as soon as I finish that, I go do some body fitness. I do some calisthenics training and a little bit of running. And then after that, I made my own meditation up, where I sit down, I close my eyes, and with my breath in, I'm beautiful. With my breath out, I'm beautiful. And I just do that for a little bit. And then when I'm walking around throughout the day, I'm consciously thinking that with each breath that comes in, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. I just do that in my mind all day. And the reason for doing this is because I notice how my body is all over the place, and it's sort of like why it's anxious and why it's depressed, because it doesn't know what to do. And the same thing with my mind, it's all over the place. It's so anxious because it doesn't know what it's doing, it doesn't know where it's going. So when I sort of brought these two into alignment and I said, alright, we're going to do this, it was so hard because my body wanted to go left, my mind wanted to go right, and I was saying we're going straight. So I committed to this for 23 days now. And actually I do another hatha yoga session in the afternoon. But like I said, I'll show you guys how that happens in another video. And so what has happened is I've sort of gained a little bit of control over myself. So when that voice kicks up and it says, oh, let's give up, I have this foundation where I know what I'm doing, and I have a bit of momentum rolling. So it's so much easier now to wake up in the morning and just get the job done, work hard for what I'm planning on, and just keep the momentum rolling, keep the fuel burning. And actually it was really amazing. On day 14, I had this beautiful experience where I was about to do my hatha yoga. I was looking at the lake, and there was trees around me, there was birds flying, there was ducks floating, and the grass was just glowing. And I felt really shitty. I wanted to give up. And this moment has been the biggest moment of my journey so far. It's taught me so much. I had this experience where I realized that the thoughts that I'm having and the feelings that I'm having about myself and about what I'm doing that are negative, that is not life, and that's not reality. That's just in this little bottle, you know. These thoughts and emotions are only happening in this bottle, in this body, and not in life. And I always thought when I'm feeling shitty, or it's a shit day, you know, or when you're feeling off, you're like, oh, fucking life's off, you know, life's fucked. You know, we feel like that when we feel fucked, we think that life's fucked, and we think that everything around us is fucked. But this strong moment, I realized that that's not true, actually. The way we feel only happens in here, in the framework of this body and this mind. But everything about life, about the world, is so beautiful. It's in such a peaceful, relaxed, and yet determined way to grow and manifest itself. And it does that, it grows in such a peaceful way. So in that experience, I realized that the way I feel is only limited to this, and everything else around me is in such a beautiful way, such a peaceful way. And I have this beautiful experience now that whenever I look at a tree, I feel like Mother Nature's speaking to me, because I'm able to sort of, you know, access that peacefulness. Mainly when I look at a tree. When I look at it, I just sort of see that, you know, it's so peaceful, it's so relaxed, it's so harmonious, and at the same time it's so ready to go through whatever it has to go through to grow and reach its highest potential. And whenever I get up out of my tent and I go to do my yoga and I feel shit, I just feel like the life around me is just, I feel like I'm feeling life. And that has helped me so much. Mother Nature has guided me since day 14. She really, you know, I feel like I just surrendered to her a little bit, and I just merged a little. And now it's like I have two feelings. I have my feelings, my personal feelings, and I also have the feelings of Mother Nature. And it's so beautiful because it helps me carry through my day, knowing that life is always good. It's only us who is shit. Actually, it was really funny the other day, about a week ago. I came back to my tent, and I had a friend staying with me as well. She had her own tent and she camped sort of next to me. She's really, you know, she was with me. I told her what I'm doing, and she was like, you know, I really want to do that as well. So I said to her, well, you know, you come down with me, but you got to work hard as well. And so we both started working together, and she done her thing, I done my thing. She had a job and stuff, so she was half. But what happened was I came back to my tent one day, and there was a note in my tent saying, a ranger had came and I have to move on by tomorrow. And so I was like, alright, so cool. So I done what I had to do throughout the rest of the day. Then the next day came, and I woke up, done my stuff, and then I got ready to move. And I was thinking at this point, it's so amazing, because on the note it said, this is council reserve, which means council own this land. And I was thinking, you know, isn't it so ironic that the very land that sustains us, this very earth that's been here for over 100 billion years, check that, it's been here for over 100 billion years, counting, we're claiming ownership over it, you know. And when our lifespan is, you know, from 50 to 100 years, you know, the average, I guess, 50 to 100. And there's people, and there's classes, and there's groups, societies who are claiming ownership over something that has been here for over 100 billion years. and we're only here for about 80 to 50 years, and we claim to own that land. We claim that it's ours. So when he told me to leave, I was thinking, this isn't council land at all. Council do not own this land. Government do not own this land. This land sustains and owns us. And why is that? You know, it's here. It's been here for longer than we can even imagine, man. And it still continues to thrive and grow. So it's just really funny, the perception that we have on Earth, that we own it, when really it's been here for over 100 million times the life length that we've been here. Anyway, yeah, so after day 14 I had this experience where the way I was feeling sort of dissolved a little bit, and now I'm just accessing just the natural flow of life where everything's working to grow, and now I just sort of jumped in that river with the nature, you know. I'm just jumped in with it, and I'm growing with it now. And my biggest supporter right now is Mother Nature. The trees, just the way it stands there, that is my biggest support and motivation right now. So today's day 23, and this morning I worked so hard. I killed myself. Literally, I killed some of the old self, and I'm working on the new me. And it's funny though, the way I'm aiming at this is that I'm not necessarily trying to escape or kill the old me. I'm more focusing on building a new me, you know. I'm not trying to escape the old conditions and the old state of being, which is full of anxiety, full of depression, full of fear, full of negativity. I'm focusing on building a new foundation, a new sort of system, a new biology of thoughts, emotions, energy, and body. You know, I'm focusing on building a new human being within myself, so that the time comes when the new thing that I'm building becomes just as strong as the old thing that's been conditioned. And so this is my life work, and this is my focus, just every day, just building at it, you know, using the tools that I have: yoga, body fitness, meditation, and building and constructing a whole new way of experiencing myself, a whole new way of living and feeling within myself. Yeah, so this is a big thing, you know, it's a big topic, and I think that it's strange for a lot of people, because you guys are watching my videos, if you guys are interested, and you're thinking, you know, this is so different, so weird. And it is different, it's so different, it's so weird. And the reason why I'm speaking up is because I don't like that this is considered different. I don't like that this is considered weird, because for me, my perception is that you are your life. Like, if you're not here, well, how would you have a job? How would you have a family? How would you have money? How would you have relationships? How would you eat? So for me, it's you that is the most important thing about your life, because if you're here, you get to live life. If you're not here, you don't get to experience life. So it's like, if you're here, that is the most important thing. And if you're not here, well, then there's nothing. So for me, I find it so normal, I find it so straight up to focus more on myself than the things around me. To focus more on what's happening inside me than to focus more on what people want me to do and what career I should have, and, you know, all these things that society expects us to take up. I've found that you are the most important thing in your life. And if you are out of alignment, which I am, then the most important thing you could do right now is to start to work on fixing that. It sort of makes sense. Well, it makes sense to me. But a lot of people think this is weird, and, you know, a lot of people think spirituality is weird, and to me, spirituality is it's not a weird thing, but it's gone off track today. I don't think spirituality is about being happy or any of these things. I think spirituality is about accessing your spirit. And it's what it's all about for me, is that if you're spiritual, that means that you're not just living as a mind and a body. You're living as a spirit, mind, and body. It's being all three. So the whole spiritual thing around me these days, it seems, you know, it's just, you know, trying to be happy, trying to do all these things, but I think spirituality is being beyond happy. It's knowing what you truly are, knowing your essence. So this isn't really spiritual. Everyone has a different perception. I wouldn't say you're right or you're wrong. I would just say the way you think, the way you feel, that's your reality for you. And so yeah, I don't see anything as wrong as right, but I just think that what I'm doing is not really such a spiritual thing, but it's just taking charge of life, taking charge of my life, starting to realign everything about myself, because it's all gone out of alignment. So the most logical thing for me is to put it all back into alignment so I can live a great life. And then maybe spirituality comes in where I start to experience my spirit. So yeah, my talks are really spontaneous. I try to put a little structure in there, but I really keep them spontaneous and free-flowing. So I don't have a lot to talk about, but at the same time, I have so much to talk about. Because my personal view right now is that all I'm focused on and all I know is that I just have to keep working on myself to build a whole new way of living, a whole new reality within myself, a whole new set of emotions and thoughts and energy and a whole new body. That's where all my focus is going now. So everything else to me right now is a little bit irrelevant, but at the same time I take so much care into my life and the life of others. I'm not really interested in what money you have or what you have to say or what you have to give or what you know, but I'm more interested in what you are and who you are and how you are and what you want to do with that. And so if you guys have any questions that you just want me to talk about or you just want me to answer, shoot me those questions. Inbox me on Facebook or inbox me on YouTube, or I can throw my email address out for those who want it, and you guys can email me questions and I will answer them, or you can just give me a sort of like a notice of I would like to see this video, this topic, and I can talk about it. Because like I said, I don't have anything to talk about. I just know what I have to do, but at the same time I have so much I could express, so much to express. Because I don't really believe in anything. I just sort of, I'm just feeling what life is giving me and what I'm giving back to it. And there's so much in that transaction. There's so much happening in that give and take. And so I could talk for hours, but if you guys would like to hear something or see something, let me know. And my plan with these videos is to keep vlogging my days for you guys, to share my process, and you can witness, does healing yourself through yoga and body fitness and meditation, does it work, or is it all just a hoax? So this video, you guys get to witness that if it's true that a human being can take charge of his or her life and heal themselves from any mental, physical, emotional or energetic ailment that they have. Is it possible? Well, my YouTube channel, my videos are all going to be about this. Is it possible? And I'm doing this to see if it is possible, because if it's not possible, which I have no doubt that it's not, I 100% know it can happen, but, let's leave that door open. If it's not possible, then maybe, I have to go get a freaking bunch of, I don't know what the drugs are called, depressiveness drugs and drugs for anxiety, drugs for fear, pharmaceutical drugs for all these conditions, maybe that's the way, maybe that's the only way. Or maybe there's another way. Maybe there's a way that we can heal and transform ourselves through health, through natural organic effort, through practices, through yoga, through fitness, through moving your body, through loving your body, through changing the way you live, changing the way you eat, changing the way that you see the world, and changing the way that you experience yourself. Maybe there's a key that we've missed in the world, that someone just needs to grab that key and open the door. Maybe there's a way. And I think that there's a lot of people suffering. There's a lot of people hiding from it, and I was one of them. You guys have to watch my last video. I talk about my experience of social anxiety, depression, and when it all kicked in. And I didn't even know I was hiding from it. It's so funny how we can hide from ourselves. You can hide from yourself by eating food, by drinking alcohol, by having sex, all these things. It's amazing, isn't it? And when I lost all that stuff, when I gave all that stuff up, I realized, holy shit, Ethan, man, what's going on inside? So I think that there's a lot of people out there that have this fear, that have an anxiety, that have a depression sitting there that they're trying to hide from, they're trying to further push down. My job is that I'm going to do the work to show you. So you guys can keep hiding, or if you aren't hiding, you guys can just keep watching. And then, if this works, then you guys can do it yourselves, You guys can take off. And this doesn't cost money. I don't have to spend money to wake up in the morning and meditate, do yoga, go for a run, work on my body. I don't have to pay money to think and use my mind consciously. This stuff is all free. So maybe this is what we miss in the world, in society. That we ourselves can take charge of our own lives. Maybe that's it. So I'm my own experiment, I'm my own scientist, and I'm going to show you guys if it's possible, if it's real. So yeah, I don't know, I'm really serious about this, but at the same time, I just know that it's like the most playful and non-serious thing. So sometimes my videos might just be stupid or not serious, and that's just me. I'm not a very serious person, but it's weird I'm serious, but I'm not serious. I don't know, it's strange, but I do know, it's serious, man. Wake up, do what you gotta do to transform. But at the same time, it's not like I gotta be, it's more playing, just playing, doing what I have to do, transforming, having fun, doing what I gotta do at the same time, not walking around fucking, where's the gym, or where's the yoga mat? No, I'm not like that, so, my videos might be cool, I don't know, it's up to you guys, how you guys see it, but you guys will pretty much get to watch me grow, even my body. I'll give you guys a quick sort of checkup. So that's my face, my eyes, my hair. It's getting there, this one. And pretty much my body, Look at that, my tattoo. Yeah, I'm been doing a lot of pull-ups and stuff, so I'm interested to see, if the muscle gets big. I'm pretty vain too, so, but I'm trying to get abs too. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, guys, I'm not a model. I'm not trying to be a model or anything, but yeah, I'm just saying, I'm looking at transforming myself. I'm looking at healing myself, and I want you guys to be a part of that. Because the truth is, I don't have a job, have no money. Actually, I gave my friend a massage yesterday, and I got paid $30, so I'm loving that. But, the more viewers I have, the more money I can make, and so YouTube for me is working in two ways. It's alright, I can share my passion, share my journey, and also maybe I can make a bit of money to buy food, so, you guys are doing me so much support by watching. And, because I have social anxiety, sometimes I can't show I love yous. But I fucking love you all, and I thank you guys for watching me. So, message me if you have any questions, message me if you want to just talk to me, I'm always going to reply, I'm not going to not reply, I'm going to reply. Ask me for my email if you want to send private messages as well, and, I can do whatever. But thank you guys for watching. My name's Ethan Tungitu. This is the start of my journey. I'm 23 days in. I'm nearly at a month, and I'm looking to go fucking all the way. So I hope you guys can stick with me. You can watch me grow, and I hope you guys can be inspired and take a step in your own life to do a bit of healing and transformation. Blessed are we all. You know it.